Flamin Hot Cheetos, invented by a hardworking janitor on the factory floor. His idea was so great, high-level executives couldn't ignore him. An origin story so heartwarming, it was even made into a movie. Nobody loves a good old rags to riches story more than Hollywood. Corporate bigwigs love selling us inspirational stories of a humble person who rises from poverty to much-deserved riches. But what if this supposedly true story of a real person that was paraded around and sold to you was actually fake? Since 2007, Richard Montañez has been selling the story of how he invented Flamin Hot Cheetos. He's even built a lucrative career as an author and motivational speaker. His speaker profile features nuggets of wisdom for those similarly hungry and determined to succeed. His tale has even been turned into a biopic directed by Longoria. But all of this is quite the chip to swallow considering the extra spicy truth. As the story supposedly goes, in 1976, Montanez joined as a janitor at Frito-Lay's Rancho Cucamonga plant. A year later, he was promoted to a machinist operator. One day in 1990, a Cheetos machine broke down, so he brought home a batch of unflavored snacks and seasoned them with Mexican street corn spices. After watching then CEO Roger Enrico's motivational video that encouraged Frito-Lay employees to act like owners, he picked up the phone and pitched the snack to Enrico. Intrigued, Enrico invited him to present his idea in person. With over 100 people in the meeting, Montanez provided samples in hand-decorated plastic bags and sold it as having a wide appeal to the growing Latino market. 6 months later, Flamin Hot Cheetos was soft-launched in the Los Angeles test market and approved for national release in 1992. He then climbed the corporate ladder to become a company executive and snack icon. This all sounds somewhat plausible, but there's just one problem. This timeline is impossible according to official company records. And what's more, 2 years ago, an explosive Los Angeles Times expose tore apart Montanez's claims with detailed evidence. Multiple outlets have also launched investigations of their own and not surprisingly arrived at the same conclusion. Richard Montañez lied about creating Flamin Hot Cheetos.
I don't know what you're talking about.
In 2018, former employee Lynn Greenfeld contacted Frito-Lay to dispute Montanez's claims, prompting the company to conduct an internal investigation that yielded no evidence that he played a role in creating Flamin Hot Cheetos. The snack was developed by a group of scientists and marketing executives in 1989 at Frito-Lay's headquarters in Plano, Texas, very, very far from Montanez's Rancho plant. In the summer of 1989, fresh out of her MBA program, Greenfeld was assigned her first project: create spicy snacks that could compete with regional products in the inner-city mini-marts of the Midwest. As team leader, she organized market tours of small stores in Chicago, Detroit, and Houston to better understand consumer cravings. Working with the packaging and product design teams, Greenfeld came up with the right flavor mix and branding. She also came up with a Flamin Hot name, and by summer of 1990, the product hit the test market. In early 1992, Flamin Hot Cheetos was rolled out across the country and became a cult favorite. Beyond Greenfeld's truth of events, Enrico also did not become CEO of Frito-Lay until early 1991, 6 months after Flamin Hot Cheetos hit the test market in 1990. Hetty Roof, Enrico's secretary who set up the infamous pitch meeting, also clarified that Montanez did call Enrico's office, but it happened in 92 or 93, long after the Flamin Hot line was already in stores. El Carey, then division president for Frito-Lay West, oddly backed Montanez's 1990 timeline but admitted that they only met in late 92. When pressed further, he was quoted saying, "Of course stories grow, and the longer we get away from the date, the stories evolve." I'll bet Richard's added a little flavor to it. With each of these facts coming to light, Montanez's web of lies is untangled until it is stripped to the naked truth. Richard Montañez did not create Flamin Hot Cheetos. Putting aside all inconsistencies, it is true that Enrico's I Own the New Frito-Lay motivational campaign spurred Montanez on to act like an owner. According to a 1993 US News and World Report article, Montanez was so inspired that he developed a new ethnic food concept aimed at the Hispanic market. After testing recipes and developing a marketing strategy, he suggested Flamin Hot popcorn, which did hit shelves in March '94. But as an extension of Greenfeld's Flamin Hot line created 4 years earlier. Around this time, Montanez also began working on a product line that would target the Latino market in Los Angeles. The line was rolled out without mass media or advertising, instead leveraging a strategic partnership between ad agency McCann and Tupperware. Greenfeld and other former Frito-Lay employees do agree that Montanez pitched flavors and product ideas, just not Flamin Hot Cheetos. Kerry also insists today that Montanez pitched him an idea for a spicy Cheeto that he approved and rolled out in California. But that was released after the Flamin Hot line was all over the country. This California version also used seasoning from Greenfeld's Flamin Hot products. By all accounts, it's clear that Flamin Hot Cheetos never used Montanez's recipe. Amidst all the he said, she saids, it is true that Montanez worked his way from the factory floor to the executive level. He was vice president of multicultural sales and community promotions for PepsiCo North America, before an internal investigation into his claims prompted him to retire in March 2019. In a statement to the Times following their piece, Frito-Lay set the record straight that they have no records proving Montanez was in any way, shape, or form involved in the creation of Flamin Hot Cheetos. As the snack giant puts it plain and simple, the facts do not support the urban legend. But internally, parent company PepsiCo was scrambling to walk back their subsidiary statement in fears of a strain on their valued friendship with Richard Montañez and the Latino community. Shortly after their initial comments, Frito-Lay defended Montanez, highlighting his invaluable contributions to the company, while dancing around confirmation of the origin story. PepsiCo then released a new statement that tried to appease the situation, largely aimed at salvaging the relationship with Montanez, who had publicly advertised himself as the brand's greatest ambassador. It appears that parent PepsiCo had sent sub Frito-Lay to the timeout corner. Of course, we all wanted to root for the tale of a Mexican-American underdog who rose above adversity to claim a seat at the table. If only it wasn't at the expense of discrediting the true heroes who invented the spicy snack. With that, this urban legend goes up in flames. Hard pass on this Flamin' Hot mess. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video.